6 o'clock. I will eat one more. Fuck! And a sip of water.
6 o'clock, man. Hurry up. You ready?
We're back. We're here. We're talking about Moon Knight, episode 2.
You hit that perfectly.
Yeah, I know, right?
Just like you did in the first one.
If you guys don't remember that, listen to the very end. I hit a good vocal of Moon Knight towards the end.
You did hit a stupid good vocal.
I do have a little bit of peanut butter in my mouth. I might eat some crackers and peanut butter here throughout the episode because I'm actually racing today.
Racing in just a couple hours, actually.
2 hours I'll be racing, but we actually have enough time to fit this episode in, so I didn't want to, I'm on that little verge of hungry, but if people don't know, peanut butter does make your body think that, yeah, so it makes you think you have a whole bunch of stuff in there, but we really don't, so I'm just kind of here and there, but
sorry for the noise, I'm moving this, everyone.
No, it's all good, it's all good. So yeah, another episode, Brandon, we got on Wednesday, and we got to see a little bit more. I mean, we saw a lot, but not like to the point where I really thought that, they overloaded us with stuff. I think it was a good amount, especially like just depending on how they really put it in for, right? Because Moon Knight's gonna be 6 episodes, right? So yeah. I mean, if they continue to keep on putting extra stuff in throughout these episodes and the way that they're doing it, they won't overload it and cramp it up in every single episode.
Oh yeah, no, the way they're doing it, they got a good pace going right now.
So at the end of the first episode, we literally just saw basically the persona of Mark take over from Steven's body just to defeat that big ass dog. Yeah. And we finally got the first official look of the Moon Knight costume. I mean, we've seen it in the trailers, but we finally saw it in the show.
Looks dope.
I really like
the suit. Looks really good, yeah.
Of course, way that the episode starts, the next one is kind of like a little, what would you say, a recap of what had happened, and then he just wakes up like out of nowhere, just like nah, this can't be real, or all this other shit. And I mean, later on in the episode, he does know that, like, oh shit,
it's real.
It's real. Yeah. Like, I thought it wasn't a dream. And
it's whenever he gets to the storage.
The storage scene,
locker is when he realizes, like, damn.
Because he asked like a few people. I forgot what the first key points of, like, pointed him to where he needed to go to figure out if this was real or not.
Well, he got fired from his job at the beginning,
which sucks.
That's tough. And remember the security camera? That was crazy.
No, I actually did make a note of that. So whenever we first see it, of course we see Steven. I gotta remember to keep on switching personas because it's gonna like fuck with me like every time I watch the show.
That it's Steven.
Yeah, I mean, like it's easy to know because one has an American accent and the other one just has British. Yeah. But with me talking about it, it just sounds like we're talking about multiple people when it's really just one.
This is all one person.
Hold on, wait for a second. I'm gonna get my pen real quick so I can scratch out some of the details that we talk about. Because knowing me, I'm gonna somehow loop around to talking about notes over and over again. But yeah, they finally find the storage. But something's weird about it is that he says it's a dog, right? Like a scary dog.
Oh my God, jackal.
Oh,
that's what he calls it. It was a jackal.
Yeah, so whenever he's like hiding and scaring like throughout the episode in the video camera, we don't see anything, and it's just like, what the hell is he running from? And all
it's
this.
like, is he tripping? Like,
and then it comes to a point where it's like, okay, I'm just tripping there, but like this next scene you're gonna see me walk out in like a suit, like just wait, and then nothing.
And then he walks out, just he's like, but it's still Mark, and he looks at the camera. I thought like Mark like just like fucked with the camera. Like I thought Mark kind of just like I don't know what I thought actually. For some reason I thought Mark like just fakes that scene while he was still Mark and then like set the footage. But thinking about it now, that doesn't make any sense.
I thought they would have wiped the footage. I thought the way they were going, but like because usually whenever shit like that happens, like that, like in other movies and other shows, like whenever something happens on footage, they just delete it. Yeah. But on this, he just left it, and now it's just like him looking weird on camera, thinking that like, oh, this Steven guy's a fucking
just a weirdo.
Just a weirdo, bro.
Wacko, psychotic. Yeah, I mean.
So after that, then he's really starting to trip. But then I think he gets like a note to like coordinates to where like he like it's like it's an address, right? Or like it was the passport. That's what it was.
No, he will. That's before he gets to the storage.
He had a bag in his room. Right?
No, he just pulled out the key. Remember he found the key in the phone
Oh
in the hole in his house, so he was like,
So he's like,
he could see the logo was a storage place, so he just went to go find.
And the guy, whenever he gets there, the guy's like, oh yeah, how can I forget you or whatever. He's like, oh,
Yeah,
you
like,
know,
he's
like
like,
me. I was like, yeah, I know where your
"See me?"
stuff's at.
Yeah.
And this storage place is like, I've never seen a storage
That's what I'm
place.
saying. It has
like
the
this
same
before.
lighting system as in Morbius, which is what I was complaining about in Morbius. I didn't know that was like a real light system. Is that real? I've never seen that. I hate it though. The fact that like one turns on at a time. That's
It's all connected, Brandon.
it's all connected. I guess we're in the Marvel universe.
Morbius MCU?
I low-key thought he was gonna pop out.
I don't know. So we finally see this big storage. And you know what actually like gave me flashbacks to is it kind of gave me the storage unit of the like an Indiana Jones scene. Like you know how at the end of the movies they always like put some of the stuff in like storage or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's what I kind of got vibes from. I
Okay.
was like, oh, this looks pretty cool, whatever.
Definitely.
No, we do see that Steven does figure out that Mark is an actual person and it's him. So the question begs to differ: how long has Mark been inside of Steven?
Right.
And we still really don't know about that.
Or how long Steven has.
And then of course we see the reappearance of Mark again, telling him like, "Hey, like just give me the body, bro. Like everything will be okay." And he's like, "Nah, like what the fuck? Like basically,
I'm never sleeping again.
never
bro.
sleeping again because of you or whatever." And he's like, "Nah, don't be like an idiot." And he finds like money and guns and all this other stuff.
That's pretty.
He
cool.
leaves the storage room and the whole place just starts
running
shaking.
out, yeah.
And then we see Khonshu again.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Basically, like, Khonshu really... What I've noticed that Khonshu doesn't talk to Steven. Like, he literally just, like, makes comments about him. Like, he hasn't really had a physical conversation with
it's
him.
like he's just talking to Mark without caring about.
First cracker.
Pause. Yeah, he's like just kind of talking to Steven, or he's talking to Mark the whole time, but like he's talking about Mark to Steven. But obviously, I think Mark can just hear it, just overhears him talking about him. That's pretty much. I think at one point he does talk to Steven directly when he like he gives him like a warning. He's like, I think he just says like, "This is out of your control," or he says like one line to him throughout the whole thing. Otherwise, he's just talking to Mark.
What I did think after the first episode, because we kind of see like Steven is already freaking out about like, oh, like I thought he would have already known that someone's already taking over my body. And then at the end of the first episode, whenever he finally gives in to Mark like taking control, I thought he would have been all in for it already. That's what I thought.
That's kind of what I thought. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't think he was gonna keep fighting it. I thought he was gonna be like, "Oh,
So I mean,
this guy can protect."
This
me.
whole episode
Yeah.
basically was about him just fighting it, and we try to get to understand Steven and Mark a little bit more. It's kind of weird is that like, that Mark can't take control of Steven unless Steven gives it full, and then
Yeah.
later on in the episode we kind of see it's the same thing. If Mark doesn't, like whenever Mark's in control, he can't like Steven can't do it unless they're both on mutual terms to do it. Which kind of fucking sucks for Steven.
Or just in case one of them falls asleep, then I think the other one comes back. Other than that, yeah, where'd you leave off? He met Khonshu, so Khonshu was chasing him through the thing. He gets scared, runs out, and then that's when you meet the girl, Layla. She just pulls up, and
Out of nowhere, right?
I was like,
Who's
sorry? Yeah. I was like, am I supposed to know who this is? But
Finally meet.
that was Layla. That was the girl. She was tracking his phone, she said, so that's how she found him.
Because whenever he finally opened up the phone right from the last episode,
We saw.
Shout out the flip phones.
Shout out to flip phones, bro. Take us back, bro. It's such a
The
simpler time.
I felt like he wasn't he running away? No, that was the other one, right? Like so they finally go back to their place, and they're like she's trying to make him like understand like, hey, like
I felt so bad for Steven this whole time because he was just trying to explain like, I don't know who the fuck Mark is. Like I'm Steve, but she was not getting it.
no, like
She thought this guy was just playing an act. Like Mark was just being, like I guess a dick or something. But I don't know. I felt bad for Steven. I was like, damn, he's telling the truth, but like obviously she just don't get it. She don't get that he has another personality. But it sucked.
And that fucking the whole scene where they're having that conversation with each other. Man, like I want to know like if she knows all this stuff about Mark. And it seems like Mark's already told her, and again, like throughout the episode that we kind of see, like we already told Mark, and he's basically like, not like, of course, like we don't really hear the name Moon Knight, but like we said, like she is like Moon Knight. So like
Avatar of the Moon.
So at what point I'm trying to figure out, did Mark go inside someone's body, or did Steven just reappear like out of nowhere, like a personality that was just drone? Because like, if Layla recognizes Mark for being like, if that's Mark, then where the fuck did Steven come from?
I think it's just a personality. Like he literally just adapted like something in his brain, something for some reason. It still hasn't been explained how, but for some reason Mark obviously fled. It seems like he got into some trouble. He fled, went to wherever they are in the UK, and then I guess because I mean they do make the mention like his brain is broken already. So I think he just kind of came up with his personality while he was hiding. And then it just literally, I think he just made it up. Like, I don't think Steven is based off of, I could be wrong, we could see. I don't think Steven is based off of a real person. I think it's literally just somebody that he made up.
In the first episode, we do see Steven tries to call his mom on multiple occasions.
Yeah, maybe that's why the mom isn't picking up. It's because she's like, my son is crazy. Or she doesn't know who it is. She probably thinks this guy Steven has the wrong number. Because then Layla makes a mention. She's like, are you talking to your... Steven mentions talking to his mom. And she's like, oh, you're talking to her again? Like, yeah. So it's like, Mark probably talks to her. Maybe they got into a little something, but maybe she's just confused on who the fuck Steven is. Right, man. I would be too.
Like, now that we're kind of like cracking it down and breaking it down, it feels like, man, it makes me really sad.
It's really complicated, yeah, but it's so bad for Steven, especially like, I thought it was really interesting how like she picked up the book, or that poem book, and he started reading French. That was really, I really kind of like that scene, and like how everything like it kind of seems like Steve is based off of her, like Mark. Like Mark used her as an idea to make Steve
like split apart, and
like when Steve was probably like trying to, or when Mark was trying to figure out like who he should pretend to be. I bet you he just took a lot of characteristics from Layla, and then obviously then Steve became a real person and kind of became her.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Damn.
He probably thinks of like, oh, maybe Mark's actually trying to finally get some interest in me. Like, no, like I'm just Steven, bro.
Nah, bro, I'm you.
And then, of course, after that, we see that apparently what's it called? The scarab. The scarab. Whenever she pulls it out, Mark in his mind is saying like, bro, don't share the scarab. Mm-hmm. And we were trying to figure out like what that was. It's like, oh, like we've been searching this for so long. Like, why now you're just telling me you just wanted to offer yourself? Like, the fuck? What's this fucking scarab?
She literally says like, we fought for this together. So I'm like, I want to know what she can do. We saw her fight a little bit, but like, I want to know like, can she like keep up with? I don't think she can keep up with Moon Knight, but like, seems like if they're fighting together, like,
maybe it was like before.
Or maybe that was right before.
Yeah, before.
But she doesn't seem like military type. You know what I mean? Because before that, you could tell he was in the military. Or some kind of armed force or whatever the fuck. But I don't know. She doesn't seem like military type. Could be wrong. Maybe there was some part of special forces. They finally
get to the. Actually, we'll get to that whenever we talk about it. Uh-huh. So of course the cops take Mark. Steven. Sorry. See, that's where
the
one
cops.
where I got the quote unquote cops. They take Steven because they see they have a fake passport or like he's saying like, oh, it's illegal to have a fake passport, all this other crap. Super sketch already from the start, bro.
Yeah, I felt even more bad. I was like, bro.
From the start, you don't know. It's like who the fuck just comes in? Like, of course, cops can do that, but the way they were acting, it was just like
the way they were questioning him, like it's like they knew who he was already, but it's like,
come on,
how?
Now.
Like how?
Come on now.
How did y'all know?
So they take him, and then they don't end up going to a police station. They end up going to like this. I guess what like this.
Like it's town.
It's like a shelter type thing, right?
Sheltered little town. I guess.
And then we had that boy, the Hawken, come in, but
Arthur. Is that his name, Arthur?
And the show, I literally just.
I think it's Arthur, right?
R something.
Am I tripping?
We can find out right now, Brandon. But I do just call him Hawks. Hawks. Oh, okay. Hawks. Whatever.
Oh, okay, bet.
We're looking here on the cast. Arthur. Aro, because Hashi doesn't fucking say Haro. I think he says Aro. Then the H is supposed to be silent.
He does, yeah.
So Arthur Aro meets him there and is like, hey, like, chill out, like, are you Mark? Are you Steven? Basically like that. Like, oh, like, my name is Steven or whatever. Why do you have like this passport? Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, Conchu. They go like they just hear voices and all this other crap or whatever.
They find the history. Well, they pulled up his history as Mark.
Yeah.
And he killed everybody, and I was like, damn.
You saw like apparently it's supposed to be really brutal.
Yeah.
And I actually want to take it back to that. Marvel says that this show is supposed to be like the most violent show they put out.
Kind of hasn't been.
Better than it hasn't really like yet. I mean, we've seen like
compared
a little
to
bit.
I guess the other ones.
A little bit of blood here and there.
But even then, that was just in the first episode. I didn't see much in this episode. I mean, all he did was impale that one monster, but like that's it.
And they should have just showed the picture. I'm pretty sure that would have answered it up. I want to see what
Right?
this guy
Like,
can
yeah,
do.
I want to see like what. But it seems like there was a video. She said like we all saw what you did.
Jesus.
So she probably pulled up a video of like him executing everybody, which sounds crazy. But I want to know if that was like after Khonshu took him over, and then maybe like, well, because also he said kind of like the comics. I guess he was dying, because that's what he said. He says when I took you over, you were basically a corpse. So like,
Yeah,
he
towards
was
the end of
dying.
that.
Yeah. But I don't know if he like executed everyone on his team like before or after Khonshu. I hope we figure that out, or I hope they tell us that. But we'll see.
Aro does mention at one point that he's like, "Oh yeah, like Khonshu can't do anything to you. And, like all he can do is just kind of like scare you or all this stuff, but like
Just intimidate.
just like
you,
ignore him, all this stuff. I mean, like that's what you did with me, and that's where we further know.
Like this guy used to be. And
I guess Moon Knight.
Yeah.
The
former.
They
call themselves avatars.
The thing I actually wanted to bring up about Aro is that apparently he's in the comics, but he's not that big of a character in the comics, according to what Ethan Hawke has said.
They're very good in the MCU at bringing smaller characters to like a light. Well, Guardians of the Galaxy, of course, but like especially just little side characters, like making them.
Ethan Hawke basically apparently he said that he was able to develop more of the character on his own, and that means
that's cool. Yeah.
For him being like a top tier, that's a top tier actor move. Like to completely like make a character that's already been made, but make him basically like something new.
Yeah.
Like remember in the first episode where we see him put the glass in his shoe? That was his idea, and apparently it's supposed to be more of like a what the fuck is this weirdo walking on like glass or whatever, but it's supposed to symbolize walking on sand because glass is from sand.
Yeah.
Bro, that's pretty dope. That's deep, right?
Whoa.
Bro, that's deep, bro.
Shit's crazy. Yes, I mean.
And maybe
compressed sand is just glass.
And what I was trying to relate to that is that if he's walking on glass and then Steven always has that sand around his bed, maybe that's the comparison of like, he used to be like that. Like him and Steven or Mark share the same similarities of what happened to the effects of Khonshu.
Probably.
Damn.
Probably
see?
some madness. Yeah, I'm sure they go fucking crazy.
No.
I want to know how long Arthur has been alive though. Because if he was the previous Avatar, like it seems like he's been through a lot with Khonshu as him. So I want to know like how long he's been around. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's a good question.
Of course, Steven shows. I mean, not Steven. Aro shows Steven around the shelter again, saying like, like this is what we do. We give it up to like the god of what god is it again? I don't even know.
Arthur's god. Is it Amit?
Amit, there you go. There you go, Brandon. Come on now.
I know. I know mythology. Come on now.
So they kind of saying like, and we see like the effects of the first episode. Amit is supposed to be a type of god that takes evil out of the world before it's even done, or if it has happened before.
Like a prejudgment.
And they even and Steven tries to get into like, what do you mean like?
Before it happens, yeah. He's like, how do you justify that? Like
he says something in the show too about like he makes a valid point.
Kids.
Huh?
He said kids. He's like, so would you like if you can see like a little kid's like future, like are you just gonna kill a kid? You know what I mean? And they're like, Arthur's basically like,
I mean, sure. Like,
I mean, he's
not?
gonna be evil, so yeah.
Fuck. So like, it kind of like fucked it up. Like it kind of just a mind fuck over there of like what. Like there's, and you gotta think about it. There probably are actual people up there that really believe in this mythology shit.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
And for him to go like this deep and to get like all this power or whatever, I want to know what he did to detach from Khonshu to get that power of that god.
Right, because it seems like Khonshu is in control of whether or not you can leave. You know what I mean? Khonshu is the one that makes the deal. Like, okay, well, I'll separate from you if you wanna. Like, he has to give up control of them, type thing. Like, I thought they all have to do with each other, but.
I thought Arthur would have told like Steven like, oh, this is how you get out of it or whatever and all this crap. But it was more just like, well, I was like, hey, I've showed you, I've been like super nice to all this stuff, but where's the fucking scarab?
It kind of was cool at first before he talked about like the killing kids. I was like, okay, this guy's kind of valid. You know, he seems like an alright dude.
He's chilling. And he's just, oh, I guess we're just killing kids now. And then all these other people like stand up to get it. And then he's like, oh, I don't, like. She was being honest. I don't know where the scarab's at. It's like, where's the hell the scarab? And then all the whole Layla shows up.
Just, even though she's there, and it's like nobody stopped her. I guess they just didn't know who she was. So that makes sense. But
you have right here. Did she say that? Did she have it on her? She didn't have it on her, did she?
Yeah.
Oh, she did?
She was holding it. And then she gave it to Steven, I think. Oh, no. She held it the whole time.
She gave it to Steven and she said, can you put the suit on? She's like,
oh, yeah, Steven's like, what the hell are you talking about?
I'm like, what the hell do you mean
She's
the suit?
like, the suit. Put on the goddamn suit.
And then they got out here, was like, whoa, okay. Then they take off. They would run chase. And then another fucking, Arthur summons another fucking dog.
Yeah, another jackal.
And this is whenever we really see, which got me kind of confused here, and I actually wrote it in my notes. I was like, at one point, no one could see the suit except for Layla. But Layla can't see the dog. And I was like, how does that really work?
Could she see the suit?
Yeah.
Oh, she did say that, right? She said you look different, huh? Maybe can't everyone see the suit?
I don't think so, because I think they even said, like, I mean, that's what I'm trying to figure out, because they never even explored that either. Of showing, like, whenever he gets pressed up against the bus, and that, I'll get to whenever we get there.
I just know what you're talking about, when his thing is off, when his mask is off.
Unless people are
But
just
he still
seeing,
had
like,
everything else on, so maybe his mask just came off, or he probably took it off. But then again, Mark was already, like, in the reflection, you know what I mean, when he had that. So maybe that was just supposed to show, like, the face-to-face thing. I don't know. I guess they could have done that scene with the mask on, but...
I don't think people could actually see him. I think only Layla could see him, maybe. Shit, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out.
It is
a little
weird,
bit
though,
more.
that she couldn't see the monster. That makes sense, though, the security footage. Why? Because no one else can see it except
Unless Mark
him.
took off the suit before the footage came out. Could happen like that, too. Maybe he didn't walk out.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
So,
Because it seems like he was aware the camera was there, so he knew, like, obviously he couldn't get caught, but...
I don't know. Now that's just gonna fuck with me throughout, like, every single episode. They don't really say that everyone can see the suit. I don't know.
I think you can see this. I think everyone can see the suit. I don't know. I just don't think there was enough. I don't know. It's a good question as for why his mask was off in that one.
Nah, you know for a fact they're already in episode 2. They're not gonna explain it after this.
You never know.
So of course after that, well, not after that. We were still in that room. I just wanted to bring back to that point, like right there, that I wanted to talk about. She knows about the suit and all this other crap or whatever. Of course, the dog busts in. Layla can't see the dog. He gets pushed out of the window, and then he turns into the suit. But
he got smacked in the face before he did that, just like Spider-Man 3.
Shout out.
That's what I was thinking about. Shout out James Franco on that one.
But he's Mr. Knight instead of.
That was dope.
I was waiting. I was like, I thought they were really gonna wait longer for it to bring it in. I thought it was gonna be like a little bit of a cameo, but he just brought it in like right away. But I actually wanted to bring that up too. Is that in the video recap that me and Brandon saw, we see that Mr. Knight comes in here and there, but more as a sophisticated person that he helps with others. And again, they make it seem like Mr. Knight is pretty big in the comics. So is this guy just supposed to be a joke then? Just like a little like, oh, like...
I'm sure he'll come in.
This is what Steven thinks, like, oh, the suit. Like, he thinks of a suit.
He probably thought of a literal suit. That's how it came up. That's pretty funny. He said, well, you said suit. So
yeah, I was like,
so
here it is, like, all that. And then...
It's still pretty cool, but...
And then Mark's like, what are you wearing? Like where's the robes?
Like, where the fuck is where the garments, you know? It's supposed to be like a ceremonial, like, robe type thing. He's like, what the fuck?
And they don't know. And then freaking is like, no, like, give me power. Like, I'm the only one that can beat him. And at one point, we see Steven throw a massive big punch at this fucking dog.
He launches that shit.
And
even Mark's like,
he's like,
that's a good punch.
That's a pretty good punch or whatever. But then, like, I guess, like, I thought that was whenever, like, Steven was going to be, like, all badass and, like, keep it going. But that wasn't the case.
We also saw that he does have gadgets. He pulled out the sticks.
The
batons.
Daredevil sticks.
That's what I thought I said.
Yeah.
I said, hold on. Especially the way he was holding them. I was like, oh, yeah.
He was going around with the dog here and there and made it onto the street. Even, like, people were making comments like, oh, this guy's a fucking like, maniac.
Because they couldn't see the dogs. He just got...
And at one point, even... didn't Layla throw, like, something at one point to see, like, the reflection of the dog? So the dog's just, like, invisible or some shit?
Maybe it can't be seen, like, with the eyes.
of the humans.
Yeah, but maybe like through secondary eyes, I guess, which is what mirrors are, secondary eyes.
Shit. Oh,
God,
Brandon's on fire today, aren't you, my guy?
I'm on one.
I'm about to take my like 8th cracker real quick.
Bruh.
I'm remembering the whole time.
He's got to, bro. You gotta get.
So whenever Steven finally figures out he's getting his ass kicked, he can't do it. He finally gives it to Mark, but he's like, "I want it back." Right?
Yeah, he's like, "Give it back to me though when you're done."
Turns into
Type
the
thing.
badass Moon Knight, and
You see a chase.
it's still very, very CGI. And I don't think we're actually gonna get a real actual costume, unless they just add extra CGI into it, and that is the actual. I just can't tell.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
I can't tell. You know.
Okay, like you think he's gonna have a suit upgrade? Well, I mean,
No,
they've been doing
I'm
that.
saying I can't tell if like that suit was actually made in real life.
Oh.
Like you know, like
No,
like,
I think it was. I mean, there was set pictures of him wearing it.
okay.
So it's a real suit, but obviously glowing eyes. You know, I'm sure they CGI that.
Nah, and
I'm sure they CGI like when he takes off the.
The only thing I can really compare it to is like our Spider-Man suit for Tom Holland.
Oh yeah, it's
like-
based
like-
off a real suit, but like
Yeah,
they
but
just
it's just
CGI the fuck out.
deep CGI or whatever.
I think
can't
it's
really-
just for movement.
Yeah, I guess
Because
you're
I'm
right.
sure when they have like the actual costume on, that's just for look, and
Fucking,
they can't.
they can't move.
They
like,
can't
for
move.
Shit.
Like same thing with Robert Pattinson. That's what he said about his Batsuit. Weren't you talking about that?
You couldn't move.
He said he couldn't move, like his neck.
Oh,
Robert
for
Pattinson, his
real?
Batman suit, he said he could like barely move his neck. Like it hurts to wear it because I mean they do that for the look,
I know
and
they
then
did say that only like.
and then they put him in a mocap suit for the CG, and then they
Shit.
CGI it. So that way it looks like they can.
Hey, I'm not saying that. I'm not having nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm just saying like I
but,
couldn't
like-
really tell like they actually had that shit. You know.
Then maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, I guess so. And then of course we see that he whips out like little moon
The Moonarangs. That's what we're gonna call
the moonarangs,
the
bro.
Moonarangs.
They had the moonarangs out there, but like the thing I like about it is he pulled out all of them, but like the symbol still stayed there, you know. So I
That
mean,
was cool.
how many moonarangs can
He
he
could
bring
probably
out, bro?
just like
He can probably like his powers like he can bring gadgets out of like nowhere, right?
that's what I mean. He did whip those batons out of nowhere, so I'm
So-
sure.
And then of course we got that little fight, and then how the hell does he kill the dog? Right? He just like
He's
just,
running on the rooftop
then he just falls and like gets like stabbed,
on
right?
the spire. Yeah, he like
that-
it's
even
like
that got-
he knew that was there somehow.
Even that got shadowed out too, and I thought it was gonna be
That's what
more
I'm saying,
gruesome.
yeah,
You
I
know,
thought we
like
were gonna
I mean,
see, like-
I get what they're saying. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe
Because they're actually showing that. Like, that dog did get impaled. It's just, it wasn't, like, bloody or...
Maybe it was more
gory
towards
or
like the
anything.
Disney Plus shows rather than the Netflix shows that
That's
we
what
got.
I'm saying.
You know, so
Yeah.
I mean, they're still doing good.
But there was blood. We like, in the first episode...
No, that was
we've
gruesome.
Still,
That's when I
we've
knew
still
I was
never
like-
seen that much blood before.
Yeah.
So maybe that's just because this episode wasn't so focused on the action. Maybe the next couple ones will, though. But...
And then we see that, of course, the Moon Knight suit goes away, and then Steven's like, okay, like, give it back. He's like, no, like, dude, like, come on.
It's like, no.
He's having this whole conversation, like, you want to know, you want to understand, like, Khonshu's, like, all this other big, great, powerful dude, like, no, like, you, like, this is my life, and whatever, and that's when it goes back and forth, and we see, like, Mark basically has, like, a breakdown, like, oh, shut up, like, dude, come on, like, just let me, like, do this or whatever. And then, of course, he breaks the mirror, and Steven kind of, like, fades. And then Khonshu comes in,
He's talking to Mark.
and he's just saying like, what does he say? He says something right whenever they get down there. Like we gotta get the scarab, all this stuff. I was like, no, Arrow already has it, and
Yeah.
and then he's like, well, don't worry, like trust me, we'll do it. And he's like, Khonshu, I don't know how to say it. Like Khonshu's like an asshole, but like he's content with Mark. You know how I mean?
Oh, I think I know. You're talking
his
about
act-
that one line that he says to him?
Yeah.
Oh, he says, like, I'll do everything to protect you.
Uh-huh.
Basically. But I think he only is saying that because Mark is his vessel, and if Mark dies, he dies. I'm sure, so that's why. So he's just selfish.
He also said that we make
Khonshu
a
is
good
just
like
selfish.
little team too.
Yeah, kind of. It's like, Mark's like, whatever. Because I think he knows Mark has the skill to do it. Obviously, he has the fighting background, the military background, whatever. So he's capable of it. Plus, he just gets amplified powers with Khonshu's powers. I mean,
And he says like, well, like after this, you gotta like release me of the spirit, or whatever. He's like, I don't know, man, because if I go, you're not gonna like the next person that I go to, and we're thinking that it's Layla, right?
yeah.
Because Layla has the knowledge of all this other crap. I'm pretty sure Layla would
Exactly.
actually be down to actually do that, you know?
Oh, yeah. You can tell, bro, she wants her own suit. Maybe that's what they're fucking leading to.
She watch it be like one episode where she just turns into Moon Knight for a sec. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually do something like that.
That'd be cool. I wouldn't mind it.
then of course they're like, okay, like what do we do now? Like where do we go? And he's like,
we just need to go to the tomb.
He says, where the hell do you think we're going? So they end up, and then you end up in this place. Another mirror reflection comes off where like the towel goes away, and we see like this one person. We think that Mark's like sitting on his bed, but here's what I think.
Was cool.
That was Steven.
Yeah.
Finally, Steven's just like,
was
oh,
just
like,
scared. Yeah.
I'm here. He's like, what the hell? And then Mark's just like looking at the mirror like, I just gotta drag this guy along or whatever. And he's just drinking. And then we see,
was really cool.
All behold, we're up in Egypt, and we see the 3 pyramids, and then the episode just ends like that.
So one of those pyramids is the tomb for sure, obviously.
Oh, I'm so glad that we made it to Egypt. This is gonna be a fun.
This is gonna
ride,
be crazy,
bro.
yeah.
Egypt adventure, bro.
I think this is gonna be like our first time in Egypt in the MCU. Will it not be? Actually there.
Unless you want to count the X-Men movies.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not till after Doctor Strange. Hopefully.
So yeah, maybe something big will go down in Egypt. That
for the first
wherever
time,
we keep on mentioning, we did mention episode 4. Brandon did say that apparently he read something that said episode 4 is going to be a big part in the future of the MCU that will like kind of like fuck with our heads or something like that.
So the director said that episode 4 is supposed to have either one crazy twist or a couple of crazy twists in it that are supposed to make you rethink a lot of the stuff that you've already seen. But I don't think, unless I'm wrong, I don't think he specified whether he means stuff you've seen in the MCU as a whole, or if he just means stuff you've seen in like the previous episodes of Moon Knight. Which, if it is, I don't know what could be a twist in Moon Knight other than maybe them showing the perspective of Mark taking over and killing people. Unless they flip a fucking script and say this whole time there's been a third personality that Mark and Steve don't know about, that would be crazy.
Shit, that'd be dope.
That would be crazy. I think in the comics he does have 3, but it doesn't seem like the taxi driver guy, but it doesn't seem like he has that yet. It doesn't seem like there's any reference.
I really do hope that it has something to do with the future of the MCU.
I hope it's like twists on the MCU, but I want to know like what it would be. It's probably just going to be small things spread out throughout the MCU that are like, oh, this happened because of Moon Knight. Maybe.
Of course, we definitely won't know until 2 more weeks.
Yeah, 2 more weeks and then we'll find out.
But overall, that was a solid episode.
Really good.
Of course, we got a lot more that people really needed. But honestly, I do gotta say this, Brandon. I actually did like the first episode better. I'm not saying I didn't like I'm not like they're on even pars. Like honestly, I do think
it's because the second one just kind of explained the story more. The first one had a lot more action,
and we've never really gotten that out of another Disney Plus show yet. Where like the first one just like really sucks you in like that. It goes crazy and all this other stuff because a lot of these shows like to just build up to it.
Especially because this is the first one where it's a new character. The past shows have all just been characters that are already established. So this one, I think they just had to start it off strong because this is literally the introduction for a new character. Other than, of course, Kate Bishop got introduced, but Hawkeye was tied to that. New Captain America was introduced, but it was just Sam Wilson, So those are all older characters. We got a new version of Loki, but that was still Loki. We know who Loki is. We don't know who the fuck Moon Knight is, in the MCU at least. So
I do want to say I think with both episodes in the series so far, I'm giving it a very solid 8 out of 10 still with both of them together. I like it.
I think I'd back that. It's really good.
I'm glad that they explored Mark more. This is my theory, guys. I believe that at one point, just figuring out on who Steven really is, will Mark fade away at one point, and Steven would take over once there's full acceptance of Khonshu.
Oh, I'm sure they wouldn't be teasing like Mr. Knight like this if. So Steven is definitely gonna develop as Mr. Knight. Like maybe he'll need Mr. Knight for like more non-lethal things. Like maybe Khonshu is gonna realize like I can't just use Mark to like literally fight my way through everything. Maybe he'll think he'll need like a more strategic approach, which is maybe where Mr. Knight is gonna come in. Because when he's fighting that Hound, you can tell when he jumps off the building, he just fucking jumped. Like, he knew he was going to survive it. You can see how, like, clumsy he was when he fell down. So, maybe he'll just need...
I also did want to bring up another point is that now this whole time whenever... in that first episode, whenever Mark tells Steven to give him control, I really thought that Moon Knight was Mark, but you really see throughout that whole... like, you think that it's like... it's all the skill of Mark, but it's really the skill of like Khonshu giving him the powers, especially through that talk that they had at the end, where Mark kind of doesn't really want to be Moon Knight. He really wants to get like.
He's like tired of it. Yeah.
Like, I'm only doing this for like a few reasons, just to help out here and there. But I'm really done with this shit.
Yeah. It seems like he regrets his decision of taking him on, and he's like, "Well, I'm just tired, bro. Like, please release me." But,
I did write that Conchi was a little asshole, but then I corrected myself. Little is an understatement. Conchi's big asshole.
He is just a dick. But.
And then, and I hope to see that we see Arthur's character again. Like I said, he's a small character, but I hope we just see him develop with even more powerful stuff later on to make him a really good villain. Because so far, he's really nailing. I don't really know what part he's really aiming at, but I like it. You know?
Who?
Arthur.
Oh, okay, yeah. I like that we got to see that he has actual powers in this one. Like, he can actually summon, it seems like, magic and shit. You know what I mean? The first episode we just saw he had the thing with the staff. He can judge people, but like, we saw him like take the soul from that guy or whatever. He killed that one guy. That was crazy.
So I mean, dude, there's a whole bunch of
stuff.
He's
gonna be an exciting villain.
No, excited villain. Excited for episode 3, especially now that we're in Egypt. Was there any Easter eggs that you found or that we missed? Or I mean, everything seemed pretty like flow through, right?
One thing I did want to check actually. I don't know if this has been done before. I don't even know if it's important. When he goes to the storage unit, there's a QR code on there. Whenever he opens it, where the lock is or whatever, there's a QR code right there.
So you want to go back and get the code?
I wanted to scan it to see like if it'll pop. Let's do that real quick, actually. Wow.
Do you know what scene of the point that is at?
I just know it's at the storage locker, which is only that one short scene. It's like literally right when he finds the locker. When the guy takes him to it.
Bro, what if people haven't really thought about this yet, and he's just like,
Maybe. Let me turn this down. Sorry, I don't want you guys to hear.
Yeah, we don't want any copyright. We do not condone any copyrights right here.
Other than when we played Sweet Dreams, our video got demonetized for that one.
We did? For real?
All that it means though.
All right, scan it.
All that it means though is that like we just won't get any money for that.
So okay.
Which, yeah, well, like we didn't get flagged or anything.
No,
See, sure. I want to know if you can even scan it.
I wonder if wait, did we get demonetized for the sun beaming? Bruh, what is that?
Marvel.com.
Moon Knight, read a free Moon Knight comic book.
Okay. Read a free Moon Knight comic book that inspired the series, streaming exclusively on Disney Plus.
Hey yo, hey! That's dope as fuck, bro. Oh, dude, you definitely gotta cop that now.
Oh yeah, no, I'll buy it. Episode 1. That's pretty cool. So maybe this is like, maybe they're doing like some Batman shit where it's just like little teasers inside.
They copied Batman.
They might have actually.
But hopefully we'll.
Maybe this will have like teasers or some shit.
Maybe you can throw a picture up here.
Like, look, there it is.
What the comic is whenever it's like, damn, the copter, bro. I'm still hoping that the copter comes in soon enough, bro. There's Mooncopter.
I don't know if that's actually Mooncopter. Oh my god.
No, that definitely is Mooncopter. But hopefully it does come in. But I had a fun experience with this episode. Really excited for the rest of the series. Shout out Oscar Isaac. Shout out Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke killing it as villain. He's such a good villain.
But yeah, hopefully we get to see more. Of course, we'll figure out more about this Egypt adventure trip next Wednesday. This Sunday, we do actually have a video coming out for the Sonic movie that just came out, and boy, do we have a lot to say about that movie in a good sense.
In a good sense.
It's not gonna be like Morbius for in a bad sense. I did get y'all there though.
For this guy.
I got you, bro. Hey, best movie, my ass.
Okay, man.
Then also we do have a very, very special podcast that we just recorded on Wednesday, where we took on a little San Antonio takeover. We got out of the stoop for a bit, went outside, got a little tan on, got
some sunlight.
Did a Fiesta episode right there, so we will have that very soon. It's gonna be a very, very different episode. I told Brandon, I was like, we did more of like a radio.
Yeah, it's kind of like it starts off as like a radio show, and then it turns into like a vlog.
Yeah, like a type thing. So I mean, it'll be fun. It's something cool. Different that we haven't done before, so we will definitely have that up soon enough. I mean, we didn't plan on putting that in our schedule, but now it's gonna be at one point.
We'll definitely have it up. Yeah.
But hit us up on @Let's Talk Pod. Let's Talk Geek Pod.
Let's Talk Geek Pod on IG. We just hit
100.
IG, we just hit 100. That's our first 100.
And we're just going to keep on going. Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations, my good man.
We keep on going up. So yeah, we're actually gonna do a little bit of a. We decided why not do like one little giveaway for another Funko giveaway because people actually love those little guys. I mean, of course, as you can see, we have them all right here stacked up. So we'll do that soon. I don't know exactly. We'll probably do it this weekend just to
maybe do it on the next episode just so you guys can see. But we'll be
sure.
DMing that person, of course.
Follow us on Instagram. Hit us, subscribe and like our videos on YouTube. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Music. Anything else that I gotta say before we tune off?
I think you covered it all.
Yeah, we have a lot of other extra stuff coming up, but stay tuned again.
Have a lot coming for this month. Yeah, we got this month planned. We're planning next month.
Definitely big things.
A lot of things.
Friday and Sundays, always tune in on that.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk Geek for a second. We just geeked out on Moon Knight.
Moon Knight episode 2.
Oh my god, we have 4 more Moon Knight episodes.
4 more, so stick with us.
For sure. We definitely will cover as much as we can. And if you see anything that we did miss in the episodes or that we did miss in any of our talks, please comment on YouTube, hit us up on our DMs, let us know exactly what you think. We'd love to hear from the people. That's been us for the day. And as always, I've been Nene.
I've been Brandon.
And we'll see y'all geeks later.